Hi guys, we're starting a new project today, so I thought I would take you along as we build a kind of creative and unique arena fence. So come on with me, I'll show you the area that we're trying to fence in and I'll just tell you a little bit about it. So the property is a little bit unique. It is an avocado farm and we have this large plot here that we're using as a temporary arena down at the bottom. But you can see all the footing, it's not done yet. It's a combination of wood chips and then also sand at the far end, or sandy dirt at the far end, and they're still trying to make it level as well, but you can see all the avocado trees. So we plan to make a temporary arena fence down here because they're still working on this plot of land, and the fence had to be cheap because it's not going to be the permanent fence, so we wanted to use stuff we had around the farm. We also wanted it to be pretty easily removable, so we decided to do like a rope fence that connects between the avocado trees and also uses a few supplementary T-posts. I could show you all the way to the back of the pad here because it's a pretty impressive space. It's 300 feet long and it's about 50 feet wide, so we're really happy with the amount of space we have here. You can see it's still under construction. There's some rocks around there. We're going to connect the rope fence all the way through the avocado trees here, and then at this last avocado tree we decided on a row of T-posts because they would be probably the easiest option to pull up from the ground and move when they have to deal with this part of the pad. You can see there's a lot of rocks around still. We had these rolls of twine lying around the farm. This one is just a poly rope, and then that one is an electric poly rope. In case the horses do decide to test this rope fence, it's good to have an electric option. Again, we wanted something that's like really easy to remove later on or move around as they are continuing to work on this piece of land down here. So we decided, even though rope is probably the flimsiest fence you can get, we decided that that would be the most easy fence to move around and disassemble, so that's what we're working with. So we picked up these 6-foot T-posts from the hardware store. You can see it's like a T shape, and then it has these little ridges on it to help connect stuff. Down at the bottom it has this almost like a spade to help it sit in the ground, and it goes between 18 and 24 inches down into the ground. So this fence post will be 4 to 4.5 feet tall by the time we are finished with it, and super important, we also purchased some like plastic safety caps for this, and made sure that we're not going to attach any of the rope fencing to it with like any sharp wire or anything. In addition to the T-posts, we got this little post setter here. So this just has an opening. You put it down over the post and you just kind of pound it into the ground. The ground in California is very tough clay-like soil where we are, so if you wait too long after the rain, it becomes very difficult to set anything, so we're glad that we had a little rain. I also did pick up some of these concrete Quickcrete bags. These are a couple of 50-pound bags, and these should help us set the metal gate posts that we have here. Here you go, just some standard metal gate posts that have the caps on them for safety, and we'll use our Quickcrete to set that because those are kind of cool. You don't have to mix the concrete, you just pour it down into the hole and add water. So that will be our first time doing this, and I hope it goes well. Okay. That wasn't too hard. I'm just going to measure to make sure that it's the right depth in. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's about 20 inches in. On to the next one. So part of the reason why I wanted to build an arena fence is because the horses have been acting a little bit different lately. You can see here that they like to follow each other when we're out for a ride. So here I'm riding Apache and MOONPIE is just tagging along with us, and I do like to encourage that behavior with some treats. But about here is where MOONPIE got kind of bored and he decided to stop following along with us. And so Apache was getting a little nervous being by himself, and then you could see MOONPIE just appears out of nowhere catching up to us, and it kind of scared Apache a little bit. So lately they've just been a little bit more independent of one another, and so since they haven't been sticking together as well, having an arena fence will help just keep them together and feeling a little bit more comfortable and secure having another horse around. And you can see they just love to run together when they're down here in the arena, because they're not really down here that often. Even though they do have free range access, they could come down here whenever they want, but they just usually prefer to stay at the top of the hill. And so they do really like to run together when they're down here. They get very excited to be down in the arena, and that's very nice, but I do also think that the fence will help just encourage them to stay next to each other and stay within eyesight, and will help especially Apache feel more comfortable, because Apache does get really attached to MOONPIE and he just likes to be together. So when MOONPIE was disappearing a little bit here, Apache did get a little bit worked up, and so I think that the fence will really help. It's definitely fun to have them be able to run around together and play a little bit, but I don't want them to get too nervous being away from each other, and you can see Apache was just not having it that day. So I think that the fence will have some good results here, and I'm looking forward to working with it. So we've finished stage 1 of our fencing project, and you can see we decided to add 4 wires here to our T-post. These are electric wires, so we'll be able to electrify it later on if we need to, but for now we're just going to leave it the way it is, just basically like rope. And we did take the ponies for a little spin in this part of the arena, and they were really good back here. Over down there by the gate, they actually had a little bit more trouble because they like to go escape through that area and eat the weeds. So this is the area where MOONPIE actually went through the fence, and we just had 1 T-post here before. We've gone and since put in 2 T-posts. He actually just like walked right through. We had only 2 wires here. You can see they're not really fully tensioned yet because we're waiting to finish up the gate that it's connected to. But yeah, he was eating and walking, and he just walked right through, and he like ripped the T-post half out of the ground, and he was very surprised. He was like, oh, something has grabbed me, and I don't think he even realized what it was. So yeah, we'll finish up with this part of the project. We'll finish up our gate, and then we'll take the ponies down here to kind of have them do a little bit of tour down here trying out the arena fence for the first time. But for now, I hope you all have a really wonderful day, and thank you for joining us on this episode. See you soon.